and gents, I suppose. What up, fam? It's your girl, Natalie, the Keto Bikini Pro, and I am live here on YouTube and Instagram. So if you see me looking in a different direction, that's because YouTube is down here, Instagram is up there. So I'll be looking at some of you over here and some of you over here throughout the duration of the live. All righty, make sure my volume is up. Everything is good to go. We got people joining on IG, got people joining on YouTube. What is up? Happy Saturday. Happy weekend. Do as I always do and sit on my feet here so I can get up a little higher. All right, so have something special I'm talking about today. If you're here, you probably saw what it's all about. And that is, it is about that time again, once a year, where we host, we meaning the Keto Bikini Academy, no longer just a one-woman show. I'm so excited. Coach Mary Grace and myself. Coach Mary Grace is in the chat here on YouTube, so she'll be diving in if y'all have questions there. Or making sure things come to my attention. So yeah, first big thing is that on this Q&A, I wanted to answer frequently asked questions that I get, that we get about the challenge, about working with us privately or in these group settings, about, of course, the challenge, the Keto Bikini Academy, all these good things. I definitely will be outlining some ways that the challenge has changed and how it will be different this year than what we have done in the past, because there is some changes we have made. We always make changes and improvements every year. This, for those who don't know, is the challenge I have been running since 2020. So I guess we're not in our fourth year, we're in our third year because I took a break in 2021. But all that to say, the challenge is back and better than ever. I'm super excited to announce it. Today is enrollment day. So today is the first day that we are opening enrollment. All of the information is up on my website, nataliejgrasso.com. You can get that link on my Instagram bio. And once this YouTube live is finished, I'll be adding it to the description underneath the video. So when you're watching the replay, which the replay will be available immediately as soon as this live ends on both Instagram, on my page on Instagram at the Keto Bikini Pro, and on YouTube at Keto Bikini Secrets. So you can always come back, watch the replay later, grab that link on my website, nataliejgrasso.com/summer shape up. That is the name of this year's challenge. That is one of the changes we made. We're calling it the Summer Shape Up. Before this, all the previous years, it was known as the Summer Shred. We're not calling it the Shred anymore. And that is because I'm going to get into all this in detail, but that is because the grand majority of the women that we work with in the academy and that I work with privately are in a stage of life, 40s, 50s, 60s. We've even had ladies in their 70s. So we have some 30s still. So, you're not welcome if you're in your 30s. You are more than welcome to join us in your 30s. Usually we have some ladies in their late 30s, but for the grand majority of the women we work with, 40s, 50s, 60s, we are talking about just before, during, and after the menopause transition. So the challenges that face women at this time of life is different than women in their 20s and early to mid 30s. And unfortunately today, a lot of these challenges are happening for women in their mid to late 30s already. So you all are not exempt from this, unfortunately. And that is, too many women today are under-muscled, do not have enough muscle on their bodies to sustain their health and their life over the long term. Most of the women that come to us have been under-eating or have been in dangerous yo-yo dieting cycles, overeating and under-eating, doing these very disordered patterns with their food and with dieting and with their relationship with themselves and their bodies. So we have to do a lot of re-education in the academy. The ladies that are in the academy will tell you, when you come in, you kind of have to forget everything you thought you knew. You are going to learn from square one. The most important things that you need to be doing, particularly at this stage of your life, to sustain your health, your body. And yes, you can still make changes to the way your body looks and feels and performs, not just settle for where you are because you're getting older. So because of all of that, what we do in the academy is we do a lot of metabolic restoration, meaning helping women increase their calories to be able to consume more food without putting on excessive body fat. We help women gain muscle. And a lot of the time that means gaining weight on the scale. And that can be a very scary thing to do, but it is, for a lot of women, it's exactly what you need to do to get healthier. And ultimately, the thing that we all want a lot of the time is to lose weight on the scale. But what that really means is we want to lose excess body fat. So we work with women at all stages of this process. Some come into us and are ready to cut. Like a bikini competitor in a prep, we teach you how to cut body fat in a healthy, sustainable way. So essentially what I have created here is I've taken everything I've learned as a competitor, as a long-term low-carb, keto, carnivore practitioner for myself and others, and I have melded those things. This low-carb lifestyle, anti-inflammatory lifestyle, muscle building lifestyle, and taken all the things that are extreme about competing as an athlete, and I've taken that out of the equation, because extremes are not going to get us where we want to go long term, and they certainly are not going to help us sustain that over time. So you can do crash diets, you can do crazy extreme things, and it will help you in a short period of time, but then you're likely going to be in a worse place than when you started, and it will be very difficult to repeat those results or to hold on to those results. So all of that to say, our challenge is different. The challenges that we run here, I do 2 challenges a year. One is our Grace and Grind challenge in January. That is a free challenge. We have created that as a free challenge for 3 or 4 weeks, depending on the year, sometimes 21 days, sometimes 30 days. That one is all about getting your mind right and starting the new year with the right mindset and showing up for yourself. It is not about having a training program to follow and macros to follow and making body transformation like everybody dives into in January. We do a lot of mindset work in everything that we do. So we also take that into this challenge, but this is the big challenge of the year. That is not free. Sorry, we're going to get to that in a little bit, what the pricing looks like. But it is a whole massive value packed into one thing. So we do this big summer challenge. And like I said, we've changed the name from the Summer Shred to the Summer Shape Up. And this in the past has run for 6 weeks. And it has been primarily a cutting program for fat loss. But we have had women who come in and actually need to do a reverse diet or metabolic restoration. We've had women who've come in and needed to focus on building muscle. So now this year's challenge, the biggest change that we've made is that when you come into the challenge, you are not signing up just for a fat loss journey. You are not signing up just for cutting. You are coming in. We will have a quite extensive intake form questionnaire where we ask a lot about what's going on for you, what your challenges are, where you are in life, what you've been doing, all of these things, just like I do with private clients. So we are getting to know you on a very personal level. So with that, you tell us all of this information. You tell us what you would like to focus on in the challenge. And then we give you our professional opinion about what we believe you actually need. So we partner together. We are partners. We always like to say this with our private clients and our group clients. We are partners in this game. We're going to give you our professional opinion. And then when you come into the challenge, you'll have a focus but you'll also be learning about all of what I call the phases of an athlete's year, or the phases or the seasons of being an athlete. So we have a building season that is mainly focused on muscle growth, building, improving the body. We have our cutting season, which most people are familiar with, which is the prep phase or the fat loss phase. That is where we're focused on fat loss, primarily above everything else. We have a reverse dieting, which is where we focus on metabolic restoration. This is where we're working on bringing your caloric intake up without gaining body fat, to help you be in a better position to be able to lose body fat. So some women coming in are in a position where we simply cannot cut them any further. Their body will no longer respond. And so we will put them in metabolic restoration. And then we have a phase that a lot of women love to focus on, and that is the maintenance/recomp phase. This is where we take it slow. This is where we're not focused primarily on fat loss or primarily on muscle gain, but we're doing both at the same time. And yes, it is possible, despite what you may have heard out there. It is a challenge mentally because it's not going to be as fast as the other phases, but this is where a lot of our women love to live. So we have basically 4 phases to choose from or to partner with us on, and you're going to be able to make that choice this year. So you are not signing up for a rigid program that is the same for every single person. Essentially, you'll be taking one of these 4 phases to focus on during the challenge. You are the CEO of your body when you step into the academy. We are your advisory board. So we are not just telling you everything to do and this is what is going to work for you. We help you find what works for you. So this year, the other big change is that the challenge is now 8 weeks. We actually have 9 weeks together from the start date to the end date. So the dates will be running July 1st all the way through August 31st. So 2 full months, that is actually 9 weeks of time that we will be together. The program itself, meaning the training program you'll get as a part of this program, your assigned recommended starting macros, and we say starting macros or starting macro targets because this is not a rigid program. We don't just say, here's your macros, this is what you have to eat for 8 weeks. We work with you on how to make macro adjustments. That is a major part of what we do as competitors, what I do when I'm in a prep. We don't just stick with the same macros all the time. We look at, are they working for us? How we know whether or not they work for us, and then how to make adjustments. And we are teaching you every single step of the way. So it is not a dictatorship. It is not just a protocol to follow. It is about knowledge and empowerment so that you can move forward after the 9 weeks that we're together and continue to make progress on your own, if that is what you want to do, or you can decide to stick around, join the academy at our academy membership, which you can do on a month-to-month, no commitment basis, 3 months or 6 months to save you some money. And if that's what you want to do going forward, we will continue to support you into our other programs and or potentially privately. So just a quick recap on the dates. So July 1st is the official first starting week, which we call our preparation and introduction week. This is the week where we set baselines. So you're not diving right in and getting a laundry list of things you now need to do from day one. That is another big thing that usually you see in challenges. You sign up for a challenge, you pay your money, you get given a program, and then you have to go balls to the walls from day one, no preparation. And then it's all about, at the end of the challenge, the winner is the person with the biggest physical transformation, and that is it. That is not how we run things here, okay? You're going to come in on, ultimately, you could come in before July 1st. So from today, let me just let you know that today, after this live Q&A, is when I will be putting the enrollment links up on the website. So if you're going there, if you're with us there live now and you go to the website right now, those links are not available yet. Academy membership is currently still open. And the moment that I put the links out to join the challenge, Academy membership will close. So anybody watching this live, as all of our Academy members know, Academy membership is the best deal you will ever get on any of our programs throughout the year. It makes participating in our challenges and our programs that are limited time programs and challenges the most affordable. So if you're watching live and you want to join the Academy right now before I open up enrollment officially for the challenge, you can still get in at that lower price point. But it's only going to be available until I switch over those links, which is going to happen within hours. So if you're watching the replay later and the links to the challenge sign up are already up, I'm sorry, you've missed your opportunity to join at the Academy rates, but after the challenge, you will have that opportunity again. We will be opening up Academy membership September, October, November, and December of this year. And by joining the challenge and participating in the challenge, you have the opportunity to win your Academy membership through the end of the year, which is one of our prizes, or to win private coaching with myself or Coach Mary Grace, which will also include Academy membership. So through the end of the year, 4 months of that. So I'll talk a little bit about all of the prizes that you can win as a part of the challenge. Just wanted to make that clear in case you're watching live and you go to the website. Those links have not switched over yet. So, but you can dive in anytime from the moment I make those links live today, Saturday, June 15th, through the start date of the challenge, which is July 1st. And we will likely leave enrollment open for those to join. If you need to, if you missed it and you want to join that first week, because the first week we are not giving you the training program yet, we are not assigning your macros yet, there will be a little bit of leeway. So usually we will take a few latecomers. But the earlier you dive in, the better, because between June 15th and July 1st, we are opening up our waiting room in the Keto Bikini Academy app. So as soon as you sign up for the challenge, you will be put right into the app. You will get a link to join the app, download the app on your phone, and start getting set up. So the earlier you enroll, the earlier you have access to the app, so you can start navigating, figuring out where to find things, diving into the chat in the waiting room and getting your questions answered. You will have access to myself and Coach Mary Grace and these wonderful ladies you see in the chat on the YouTube, which is a lot of our Academy members who will be in there as well to answer questions and help you get acquainted. So if you join or enroll before July 1st, you'll have a little bit of time to really get comfortable and feel confident when we get started on July 1st. Also, rest assured that we do not open up the fire hose and throw everything at you at once. I will be sharing, right now it's not up on the website, but I will be listing our curriculum for the 8 weeks, 9 weeks that we are together. So you kind of have an idea of each week what to expect in the challenge. We don't throw everything at you on day one. So you have time to learn and implement, because those who get the best success, they learn the lesson and speed of implementation, they are quick to implement. So we want to give you a little bit at a time so you can implement and make it your own. So I'll be sharing that curriculum. A little bit later, I'll share some of the highlights of that here on the live, and then I'll be posting that on the website as well. All right, let's dive into some of the practical things you can expect in the challenge. I'm going to give you all the deets right now. And if you have questions as I'm talking, please feel free to drop it into the Instagram chat, comments, and the chat on YouTube. I tend to talk so fast because there's so much I want to share with y'all, but I'm going to try to calm it down so you all don't miss anything. All right, so Summer Shape Up Challenge, July 1st through August 31st. What is it? What is the actual challenge? What's included? Okay, so I'm just going to dive down to the what is included here. All right, here's the practical things. Choose your low carb diet plan. We work with all forms of low carb here in the Academy. You don't have to be keto or going keto to join. What we don't do here, let me be very clear, what we don't do here is vegan, vegetarian diets. We do not do high carb, low fat diets. But what we do is any form of low carb, from you want to eat 150 carbs a day, that's still considered low carb. Keto, this Ketovore, which is kind of a new brand of keto and carnivore, where you're mostly carnivore, but you have a few little things here and there that are plant products. That's mainly the way I live, Ketovore for the most part. Very, very low carb with a few carbs here and there. You can be pure carnivore. You can be zero carb, anywhere basically from zero carb up to 150. We work with any of that. And so you're going to get to choose that when you come into the Academy. We are not telling you you have to do X, Y, Z. You're telling us about your feedback, about your background. And as I mentioned, we partner with you. So if you're not sure where you should be in the low carb space, your enrollment intake form will tell us everything we need to know. And then we will advise you on what we believe to be, in our professional opinion and experience, best for you. Excuse me. Okay, so that's the diet. Doesn't start on day one. Week one is baselining. So we ask you to start tracking what you're eating already the first week that you are with us. And then we set your macros based on real life, not some arbitrary calculator online, not some formula, not this is what COACHNAT does, so this is what you're going to do. Everything is tailored and personalized to you. So you are going to get personalized custom macro targets set specifically for your goals based on what you want to focus on most during your time in the challenge. So this could be muscle building. This could be restoring your metabolism. This could be losing body fat. This could be body recomposition. All right, so that's the diet piece. The training piece, you will get assigned a training program, and all of your workouts will be in the app. So you can pull up your program, you can follow along, you can, watch the demo videos. We have demo videos. We have longer form tutorial videos that we will be sharing in the app to help you learn the exercises. Every week, I like to drop in with little training tips and additional insights to help you master the movements, because it is all about mastering the movements inside the Academy. We want you training safely. We want you training well. We want you to be able to take this for the rest of your life and know what you're doing when you're picking up weights. So we have training plans that will fit for home or gym, no matter what your equipment. You're going to tell us that when you join and you fill out that enrollment form. And based on your fitness level, everything from pure beginner to advanced athlete to I was an athlete, but I took a few months off, or I had an injury, or I had an illness. Everything in between. So once again, nothing is arbitrary. Everybody's not going to be having the exact same program. Everything will be tailored for your needs. All right, so you'll be able to choose your diet plan. You'll be able to choose your training plan. The biggest piece of the puzzle here for our challenges and in the Academy in general is accountability, support, professional guidance. So the biggest piece of this challenge, bigger than anything else, for the shape up, we're asking you to show up. Show up, step up, and shape up your body. So how you do that is you show up every week. inside the app. We have daily and weekly progress tracking we're going to ask you to do. This is the biggest difference. I can tell you as a competitor, this is the biggest difference between the kinds of results that athletes get and competitors versus the general public. And that is what we teach here in the Academy. Daily and weekly progress tracking. You will have all of that available to you in the app to easily track your training, track your macros, your nutrition, track your body stats. Your biometrics is what we call those. And what we love most more than anything else is the biofeedback, because we are health first. This is not about achieving your body composition goals at any cost. So we ask you to track biofeedback. This is things like your sleep, your stress level, your hunger, your digestion, your mood, your libido. Women, most of the women in here, like I said, are going through perimenopause or they're in postmenopause. We got a lot we need to look at. So we'll be tracking all of these biofeedback markers in addition to the biometrics. You are going to have a weekly check-in with video feedback from me. A big thing that we are changing this year is that you have 2 enrollment options. You will have the option to enroll in the general group program or to enroll at the VIP private coaching level. And if you do that, you will also have the addition of private coaching with either myself or Coach Mary Grace, where we will be connecting with you individually, privately, responding to your check-ins, and you will have access to us 24/7 via the inbox in the app for constant communication, as well as video calls, private video calls with us. So the general group program, everyone will have access to weekly check-ins and daily and weekly progress updates. And then I will be providing a video feedback every week. This is the thing that I know a lot of the Academy members say is one of the most valuable pieces of being in the Academy. I do a video response, much like this, every week to the group feedback, the group check-ins. So while you may not have any questions some weeks, or there's a question we ask about where do you need support, that can be a tough one to answer. A lot of our ladies don't really know how to answer that question. And that's okay, because I will be answering everybody's questions on that video. So there are so many aha moments that come out of that education you get just from me answering questions that somebody else had. So the group coaching is incredibly valuable. But if you need that additional support, this year we have that option available to you at enrollment. If you know yourself and you know you're going to need that private coaching, you can sign up at the private coaching level, the VIP enrollment. If you're unsure, we will have the opportunity to add on private coaching later during the challenge if that's something you'd like to do. So don't worry. If you're unsure, just sign up for the regular group program and you will still have the opportunity to add on that private if you need it. All right, so that's the daily, weekly progress tracking and the check-ins, the weekly check-ins for accountability and feedback. Every single week inside the challenge, I will be dropping educational video lessons that equip you with the knowledge and empowerment, because that's what this is really all about, the empowerment to take control of your results. This is what sets us apart from other programs. Like I said, you're not just getting, here's what you do, steps 1 through 10, do this, do that. Because we understand that the hardest part for most people is not knowing what to do, but it's about implementing it. How do I actually make myself do the thing? I know what to do, but how? How the heck do I actually do this when I'm struggling? So every week there will be educational videos about the basics, the practical stuff, the mindset stuff, the overcoming obstacles, all of that good stuff. So I'll talk a little bit about what that curriculum looks like in a little bit. Another huge, massive piece of what this is all about is group support community. And our community is truly like no other. We like to say we're the sisterhood of the shrinking pants. That I love it because I don't coin any of these terms, y'all. These come from our ladies. The sisterhood of the shrinking pants. Because they like to say that COACHNAT makes your clothes fall off. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not the one making it happen. You're the one making it happen, but we just give you the tools to do so. But if you follow what we say and you learn the lessons and you implement, it's very likely your clothes are going to start falling off, particularly if you're in that fat loss phase. Okay, so how are we providing the group accountability, support, guidance, all of that? So we have once a week live group coaching calls via Zoom. These are amazing. We laugh together, we cry together, we learn together. There's so much amazing energy there. You really feel the sisterhood on those calls. So those are where you can ask your questions live. You can get live support from us and share your wins, share your challenges, be vulnerable. And then within the app, we have a few private community forums for guidance, support, and connection, real-time communication with the coaches and your community, this sisterhood, for help with training, food, recipe sharing, life stuff, challenges, all of that stuff. We have a training forum where you can post your videos and get your technique critiqued. Technique critiques, form check videos is what we call it. And if you're a little scared to do that, that's okay. We've got our OGs in there who are posting their videos. And so you'll be able to learn a lot from what they are sharing and hopefully get more comfortable sharing your own videos and getting feedback on your form, because we want you lifting safely and well and learning how to master the movements. So we have a training forum all about training questions and technique videos and things of that nature. We have a food forum. This is where you can share recipes with each other, share your meal preps, get help with your macros. And when we get into, or a little bit later in the program, we'll be teaching you how to modify and make changes to your own macros. So we do a lot of discussing there about that. So all things food in the food forum. And then the really fun place to engage is our squad chat. And that is where you can chit chat with the tribe, with the sisterhood, share anything that's going on in your life, share vulnerably, share authentically. Nothing is ever off limits. We are not critical of you there. It's all about love, support, and meeting you where you are. So you can use the language that you need to use. You can vent. You can share anything you need to share there. All right. Never any judgment, only love. All right, so in addition to all of that, we have our knowledge vaults. This is where we share resources, PDF downloads, videos, my master classes, educational resources on nutrition, training, mindset, and more. And we will have a new one that we put out just for the challenge that will help walk you through all the things we're learning and teaching and doing in the challenge. So you can always go into that vault and follow along step by step if you feel overwhelmed or confused about what do I need to do next. Everything will be laid out there for you. In addition to that, there's some fun stuff we've added over the years. For those who are a part of our Prep for Summer program from the spring to summer this year, I did our first posing workshop, live posing workshop, teaching you how to showcase your results and fine-tune, find your angles, learn how to present your body, whether you're doing a photo shoot, whether you're going to a family reunion, whether you're going to the beach and you just want to look your best, or you want to get on stage one day. I will be doing that again in the challenge, so we will have some more posing classes. I have released only within the academy and for my private clients my supplement dispensary, where you can get discounts on high quality supplement brands. For the challenge, I'm doing something brand new that I've never done before. I am putting together actual supplement protocols that you can go in and you can get everything you need in one place, or you can take the information learn about the supplements, and then go find them on your own. There will never be any requirements to purchase any supplements to be a part of this program. This is not a bait and switch. It is not Optavia. It is not Beachbody. It is not a program where you come in and we say to get results, you have to buy this supplement. Okay, so that is not something we'll be sharing early on in the program. This is when we get into the fine-tuning and optimizing and teaching you what you might need to add to your personal supplement protocol to improve your health and your results along the way. Okay, and then finally, this is probably my most exciting the thing I'm most excited that we've added, and these are workout collections. These are in our on-demand section of the app. So beyond the training program that you will be assigned within your calendar in the app, we have existing workout collections on demand for anything you want to dive in and learn on your own. And these will be available to you from the day that you enroll. So if you enroll tonight on June 15th, from today all the way through the challenge, you can dive in and start playing with the workout collections before you even get your training assigned. What are in these workout collections? This is where we have mobility collections. If you struggle with hip mobility, ankle mobility, shoulder mobility, flexibility. If you have never worked with barbells before and you want to learn the basics of movement fundamentals with barbells, we have workout collections dedicated to that. We have core training workout collections. So these are things where you can go in and get tutorial videos on how to do very specific things that you are looking for. You will have access to that in addition to the training program from day one. Whew, okay, that was a mouthful. There's a lot going on, a lot of things that you're going to get. Let's talk about the prizes, because that is another thing that separates our challenges from our programming. So all throughout the year, if you're a member of the Academy, every 6 to 8 weeks, we release a new training program. We are constantly working with you to tweak your macros and your nutrition and give you guidance there. All the other things I mentioned are always available in the Academy. The challenges are where we add prizes, and this is not something we do on a regular basis. So let's talk first about our big grand prizes. We have 2 grand prizes, so we will have 2 grand prize winners, not just one. 2 grand prize winners will receive our highest level private coaching package, platinum level private coaching. One winner will win 4 months of platinum level private coaching with me, and another winner will win 4 months of a private coaching package at the platinum level with Coach Mary Grace. Those are the biggest prizes. We had 2 winners last year. So we got Mary in the chat on YouTube, and Juliana were our winners from last year. If you all have any questions and you don't want to take my word for it, dive into the comments section, particularly on YouTube, because that's where the comments will live after the live is finished, or in our Facebook group at Keto Bikini Secrets on Facebook, and ask our ladies about their experience in last year's shred, because Mary and Juliana were our big winners, but a lot of the ladies here in the chat, a lot of the ladies in the Facebook group were a part of the shred last year. Many of them stayed through the build in the fall, and then stayed and joined the Academy, and then stayed through our prep program and are continuing with us into the next challenge. So tends to be you fall in love and you want to stick around. So ask them, don't take my word for it. But that level of private coaching, we are doing one-on-one Zoom calls with you individually every 2 weeks. It is a massive value. That's where we get into all the mindset work, the habit change work, all the struggles that you're having beyond training and nutrition. But why am I not doing what I need to do? When you're messing up, that's the kind of stuff that really takes you to the next level. So That's our 2 big grand prizes, but it doesn't stop there. We will have at least one, possibly more than one, runner-up prizes. And this is for a 4-month membership in the Academy following the challenge. That would include September, October, November, December. That would take you all the way through the end of 2024. And it will include our fall flagship program, which is our Build Without Bulking program. This is where we focus primarily on muscle building, but some of the ladies who stick with us like to continue to cut during that time. That's totally fine too. But this would take you all the way through the rest of 2024 with your Academy membership. All right, in addition to that, during the main 8 weeks of our program, like I said, we're going to be together for 9 weeks total, but we have 8 weeks from the day that you get your training program and your macros, and we really get into the program piece of it. We will have 8 weekly prizes. So you could win one of these prizes and you could still win the grand prize or the runner-up prize. Or even if you don't win the grand prize, you are still eligible. Every single week you might win a weekly prize. And this is where we have a lot of fun because our weekly prizes are fun stuff. Low-carb goodies to help you along your low-carb journey. This might include supplements, snacks, coffee, tea, athletic apparel, chocolate, all kinds of fun stuff. So those are always up for grabs, and that is at random, not really at random. Sometimes, some weeks we'll pull a name out of a hat. Other weeks we'll be looking at maybe somebody had something to share in the group that was just so profound and so amazing that that person needs to win the prize that week. So the weekly prizes are very unique each week. Sometimes we might ask you to share certain things, make a post, or take a challenge, a mini challenge. We do all kinds of fun stuff. Oh, that's right. Mary last year won one of Bronson's books. So Bronson's brand new book is currently on pre-order. I'm just going to go ahead and toss it out here that at least one of our weekly prizes will give away one of Bronson's books because y'all, that's going to be badass. Body Confidence coming out this fall. You can pre-order it now on Amazon. And look at that. Coach Bronson just joined the Instagram live. Shout out to my boo. All right, so great question from Wish You Were Steer. How does someone win? What are you looking for? Awesome question. Let's dive right into that. This will be the perfect segue into our frequently asked questions section. How will the winners be selected? This is my favorite part of our challenge. This is not one of those challenges where you sign up, you submit a before photo, you submit an after photo, and if you have the best body transformation, you win. It don't work that way around here because what we're not going to encourage is for you to starve yourself and do crazy extreme things just to get the best transformation physically. That's not what this game is all about inside the Academy. What we care about is that you're changing your mindset, you're changing your habits, you're changing the way you show up for yourself. You are showing up. You are failing forward. So here's everything that will be encompassed in the way we select our winners. In no particular order. I was about to number them, but these are in no particular order. It will be submission of your weekly check-ins. Are you checking in every week? The more weeks that you check in, the better your chances of winning. If we have 25 ladies who've submitted every single weekly check-in, one of those 25 ladies is going to win the grand prize. It does not matter if you followed all of the recommendations, if you nailed your macros that week, if you nailed all your workouts, quote unquote, perfectly. There's no such thing as perfection around here. It is about, did you show up first and foremost? So the number one thing, I am putting these in order, at least this one. The most important thing is that you submit your check-in every week. Doesn't have to be long, narrative, but you've got to show up every week. So that's number one, checking in every week. Adherence to the nutrition and training plans. Once again, not perfectly. It's not about following things perfectly, but did you at least attempt? So we're not going to be looking at which person was perfect with their macros and their training every week. We're going to be looking at who continued to show up, who continued to make an effort. So I love what Mary just put in the chat here on YouTube. She said, I learned to never quit. That is the first thing that we ask you to do when you join the challenge. No matter what, if you get overwhelmed, if you get stressed, if you get off track, it's more important that you don't quit. So we'll be looking at, did you attempt, did you track your nutrition? Did you do at least one or two of the workouts? Did you do partial workouts for all of them? Whatever it might be. So weekly check-ins, showing up and doing the work, regardless of how perfect or not perfect it is with nutrition and training. Engagement in the group. Are you showing up in the forums? Are you asking for help when you need it? Mary and Juliana both showed up like no other. And I'll tell you what, that was a huge part. While they both got really incredible results physically, which, by the way, that's because they took what we said and they implemented it. So we look at all of that, showing up. But the way that Mary and Juliana showed up, vulnerably and authentically, for what they needed, but also for others. Lifting others up, encouraging others, being there for each other. So it's engagement, not just for yourself, but for others. Are you showing up in the group? Participation with our calls. This doesn't mean we're going to be doing a poll, by the way, for Zoom calls. We always take the grand majority of who can attend, and we have 2 different alternating time and dates for our Zoom calls every week. So we want to accommodate as many schedules as possible, but we know not everybody can show up to every live call. So participation with the live calls, either being able to show up and show up to the live calls and participate in the live calls, but also maybe you're on the live call, but you can't have your video on. Maybe you show up in the chat. Maybe after the call, you continue the discussion, because every single live Zoom call will be recorded and we will be posting the replays in the group for everybody else. So watching those replays, we will have a task for you to check off that you watched the replay. So it's not just about being able to be there because of scheduling, but engaging in some way with the live calls. And then, of course, we're going to look at your results as measured by more than just the physical. We're going to look at your photos, yes, measurements, body fat, composition, non-scale victories. So we look at scale weight and we look at a lot of non-scale measures. Like I said, biofeedback. Are we improving your health? It's about so much more than just improving your body. But we'll also be looking at victories such as strength and performance gains in your training program, exercise performance goals, mental and physical health improvements, habit changes. We're going to be looking at everything. Mindset changes. So especially because we have those different stages that you may be in when you're joining the challenge, some of you are not joining to lose body fat. Some of you are joining to reverse diet or to make gains. And so we can't look at everything on the same scale. So you will not be judged against somebody else's progress by the numbers, okay? We look at all of those things, and ultimately it is who is showing up the most for themselves. And we also look at all of the results. All right. Another big question I get is, what do I need to buy for this program? The program. You need to enroll in the program. That's the main thing you need to buy. Beyond that, there are a few basics that you're going to need to have success in the program. We do teach you how to track macros, how to weigh your food. So you are going to need an electronic food scale. You are going to need a measuring tape to take your body's measurements. You're going to need a home scale for measuring your body weight and body composition, not just weight. So you can get those pretty cheaply these days, even at Walmart or Target or somewhere. We always encourage not to worry about what is the best body composition scale and try to get the best one, but anything will do just so that we can track progress over time. And then for the training piece, you're going to need something that can create resistance because you're going to be doing a resistance training program. So if you don't have access to a gym, if you don't have dumbbells, kettlebells, barbells, squat racks at home, as long as you at least have your own body and some sort of set of resistance bands, you can still be successful in this program. So we will have options for all of those equipment types. And like I said, all different fitness levels. So even if you're starting with just body weight, there will be something for you. But we highly encourage at least starting with a set of resistance bands. And I'll tell you, most of our ladies end up purchasing some dumbbells, and many of them have, over the months and years that they've been with us, graduated to now creating a whole home gym. Many of them have stepped up to using barbells and racks and benches and all that cool stuff. So start where you are, but what you need in addition to purchasing the program itself is not much. Okay, we're not going to have extensively long lists of things you need to purchase. Like I said, there will be no requirement to purchase any supplements. And the other big thing is, I can't give you like grocery costs and things of that nature. We're not going to be requiring you to purchase any particular food or groceries. So it's really going to depend on what do you already have? What are your staples that you have at home? And then where are you coming from in terms of your diet? So if you're making changes to your diet, you may need to replace some things in your kitchen, in your groceries, but I'm not going to be able to tell you how it might change your grocery bill. But I will tell you this, the ladies in here will have all kinds of amazing tips on how to do it on a budget, because a lot of our ladies are working with a budget and they make it work. Okay, Blue Love question, any recommendations on specific brands of weights? That's something that we can advise on once you dive in the enrollment pre-program waiting room. That's where a great place where we can answer questions like that. A lot of our ladies have built their home gyms, as I said, so they may have a lot of ideas for you there. But I will tell you, overall, it doesn't matter. You don't need to go out and get the best weights, the best bench, the best, any weight set will do to starting out with if you have nothing to start with. So find the cheapest thing you can find on Amazon, and I'd say start there. And then when you're ready to spend, some serious money, then you could talk about brands and, what's the best one and all that. But I wouldn't worry about it out of the gate. That's definitely something that we chat about a lot in there. There's always lots of questions and discussion around equipment brands and even floor for your home gym when you're ready to go that route and all kinds of things like that. Also, I should mention, when you join, one of the first things we will share with you is a welcome guide that will include a link to all of my Amazon recommendations. So we have home gym recommendations, we have books, supplements, all kinds of things that you can find on Amazon, all through my Amazon link. And then we will have other things as well that we can share that I have discount codes for and things that will help take some of the prices down. Let's see. Ooh, great questions coming in here. Can I still join but not do your workouts? I'm a member of a CrossFit gym and go at least 4 times a week. Okay, in that case, I would say if you are committed, this is a great question. For those of you who are CrossFitters or runners or athletes of any kind who play a particular sport or have a particular type of exercise you like to do, and you are doing it 3 or 4 or 5 times a week, and you want to stick with that, by all means, you certainly can. You will have access to our training programming but you are not required to do our training program. You can continue to do your training. What I will say is that generally, and a lot of the time, to get the kind of physical results that you want, which is what we specialize in, our training style is a bodybuilding training style that is meant for muscle hypertrophy, meaning building muscle, to build the bikini body, meaning the dimensions, the body parts that for women create that bikini shape. And a lot of the time, other training modalities are not built for the same purpose. And a lot of the time we will recommend that you pull back on those other things to get the best results. To get your absolute best results on the physique side of things with our programming, you would want to follow our programming. However, that does not mean that you have to. And we do have CrossFitters in the group who have pulled back and have seen better results from pulling back. So we will challenge you on that. Be prepared that you may be challenged. But if you are committed to doing your style of training and you want to stick with that, by all means, you certainly can. And we will also help you figure out if you do want to start sprinkling in our program, we can give you feedback and guidance on how to do that with your current training programming and what we would recommend to get the best results. All right, that was an awesome question. The other main FAQ that I have on the website that you can read about when you go to the site is how is it different from other programs? I've touched a lot on that already, so I'm not going to dive back into that next, but you can go in there and see more details about that. Other typical questions, biggest questions, especially in the summer, although these questions always come up all year round. What if I'm going on vacation during the challenge? Can I still participate if I'm going to be on vacation? The first week of the challenge is July 1st through July 7th. So guess what? We have a big holiday that weekend, right? July 4th. So let's say you're going out of town for July 4th and you're going to be gone that whole week. Oh no, I'm going to miss the first week. Does that mean I'm, going to be totally lost? No. First off, if you're going to be out of town on vacation for July 4th, that's totally fine because July 1st through the 7th, like I said, is just an introduction and preparation week. So you're not expected to dive into anything yet. It will all be baselining and gaining some education and preparation for yourself to get ready and get started. If you're going on vacation, any of the other 8 weeks that we are together, you still can do the program. One of the biggest things that we teach inside the Academy is to get rid of and let go of this all or nothing mentality. If I can't do everything 100% for 9 weeks, then I might as well not do it because it's not going to benefit me. If you join, one of the biggest things that you will discover if you have vacation, let's say 2 weeks in, 4 weeks in, 6 weeks in, is that you will not do the negative things that you might have done in the past when you are with us, when you're on vacation. What most of our ladies find is that having the group for accountability, support, guidance makes their habits on vacation 10 times better. So while they used to go on vacation and say, F it, and forget about everything and come back 10 pounds heavier, they now go on vacation and beautiful. I love this. The perfect explanation of this on the YouTube Whitney shared. Yes, go on vacation and choose the level of consciousness you want for the time that you're gone. This is what our ladies learn. They discover that when they go on vacation, they do 10 times better than they ever have before, and they come back without having gained a pound or sometimes even losing some weight because they've learned the skills and the abilities that they need to be present with themselves and make better choices no matter where they are. We don't expect you to be perfect and to bring your scale. We will talk about all of these options for how strict you want to be on vacation, but we don't expect you to treat it like you're getting on stage next week and pack up your Tupperware and bring everything with you, okay? Another big question I get is, what if I have an injury? What if I'm recovering from an injury or recovering from illness, or what if I get sick or I get an injury during the program? Then it's all is lost. I'm not going to be able to participate anymore. Same concept. We teach you the tools to continue on in the midst of these things. So let's say you're coming in, you've had an injury, you're recovering from this injury. Oh no, I won't be able to train. That's not true. There's always ways that you still can train despite an injury. And we will help you learn those skills and help you figure out how to modify the program for where you are. Same is true if you get injured or if you get sick. Our ladies, especially who were with us for the winter program, there was a lot of flu, a lot of kids getting sick, and then the whole family gets sick and all of that. What we want from you is to not go radio silent when that happens. When you are the CEO of your body, you do not say, I'm sick, screw my goals, forget the challenge, I'm quitting. Like I said, it's more about showing up. And that is going to look very different when you're sick or injured than it does when you're at 100%. And we help guide you through that as well. We actually don't push you to do your training when you're sick or injured. Matter of fact, a lot of the coaching that we have to do is around letting your body rest and giving yourself grace. So we teach you how to give yourself grace without letting yourself off the hook. Those are two totally different things. Oh, I love this follow-up question. This is fantastic. M. Mardigan, I won't have data during vacation. Can I check in or report my macros after I return? Can I download workouts so I have access to them without data? Awesome question, and the answer is yes to all of that. I should mention our weekly check-ins. They're generally scheduled for Saturdays. We always give you a grace period. You can check in Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. You can check in anytime. Even a week later, you can go back and do the previous check-in. Every weekly check-in will be available to you as a task until it is done. Sometimes ladies don't love this because they're like, I wish I could delete it. But that's for a reason, because we want you to do every check-in. Even if you're a whole week late and you're doing 2 check-ins at once, all you have to do is say, I was on vacation. I'm going to fill everything out in this week's check-in. And there's your check-in for the previous week. So you won't lose access to that. We assign them on Saturdays just so that you'll get a prompt and a reminder to do them, but that doesn't mean you have to do the check-in on Saturdays. A lot of our ladies like to do partial, like they might want to take their measurements one day and their photos, and they may want to do the written check-in on a different day. That's totally fine. The only way it impacts you is that I do the feedback once a week, and if I miss you on that go round, I will catch it. Let's say you check in the day after I do the feedback, then I'll add it to the following week's feedback. So your feedback may be a little late, but if that's the case and you have a pressing question, you can always come into the forum and get that feedback without having to wait for the following week's check-in. And then in terms of downloading the workouts, yes, you'll be able to download them to your phone so that you can pull them up offline when you are not when you do not have access to the app due to data or signal. Or you can also send them to yourself via email, and you can have them in a PDF to print out and bring with you if you're old school, if like that. We also, every training block, we will be giving you the training in a spreadsheet form on Google Drive. So you can save it to your Google Drive and you have access to that spreadsheet outside the app anytime you want. Something we learned with the Prep for Summer program was a lot of ladies, they just wanted essentially the content of the program, but didn't necessarily want to do all the engagement in the app. That's totally fine too. Make it what you want it to be. So if that's you, something I'll be doing for this challenge that's a little different from the past is that I will be sending an email recap every single week. So you will get an email every week of here's what's going on inside the app this week. And there will be links to find our resources off the app. So you don't only have to find everything and utilize everything within the app. We are always constantly improving. So something we encourage all the time is for our ladies to share with us things that are not working well for them so that we can improve them. So some of that is, it is a mobile app. It is only available on your phone or your tablet. So it will not be available on a desktop version. This is a limitation for some people. And so what we're doing now to counteract that is also provide those resources via email. So your level of participation is always entirely up to you. If you want to join and you're not worried about the prizes, and so you're like, you know what, I'm not a super social person, but I would love to get the training and I would love to get the macros, you can join just for that. We have that happen all the time. It's as much or as little as you want it to be. We always like to say everything here is available to you, but not expected of you. So take what you need and leave the rest. Oh, my girl Sabette, she says, thank you for adding the weekly update. It will help us so much. Yes, y'all, I got y'all. Look, like I said, our ladies, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, right? Especially for my ladies in your 60s and 70s. I know y'all don't love these mobile apps. I'm hoping that our app is eventually available on desktop, but in the meantime, we're going to do everything we can to support you and make these things available to you offline. Or I guess online, but via a different platform. All right, ladies, we're a little bit over an hour now. I think I've really covered most of the questions. If anybody else has questions, Facebook or Instagram, please drop your questions before I hop off. But I'm going to go ahead and share with you the dollars and cents. How much does it cost? And then you can go on the link on the website, read all the information for yourself, and make the decision of which option you want, because we have some enrollment options here. So general enrollment for the group program without private coaching is your choice of either paying in full upfront, $350 for the 2 months, or 2 monthly payments of $175. We used to do a little discount for paying in full. Now you will not be penalized if you need to break it up into payments. So it's the same price whether you're doing monthly payments or if you're doing all in full. It's just up to your preferences. Some ladies just like to rip the Band-Aid off, pay it once, and not have to worry about it again. Others would prefer to pay over time. So you will have the option to join the group program with the pay in full option or pay 2 monthly payments. If you choose the 2 monthly payments, the first one will be immediately upon enrollment, and the second one will be 30 days later. So let's say you join today, June 15th, then you'll be charged the second payment on July 15th, and you will not be charged again for the entirety of the program. The enrollment in the challenge is limited time. So it is not something like our Academy membership that is a recurring payment. If you choose the 2 monthly payments, it will just be 2 payments and then it will end. You do not have to tell us that you want to cancel at the end of the program. Once the program ends, your participation and your access to the app will end, unless you decide you want to stay in the Academy. And at that point in time, we will provide options for you to do so if you are not one of our winners who gets it for free. So at that point, you can sign up for a membership if you'd like to stay, or if you're like, you know what, I'm in for the challenge and then I'm going to go off on my own. There's nothing you need to do to tell us to stop your membership. Okay. The other option is the VIP private coaching enrollment. What I should mention here is not only does this include the private access to your coach and private check-ins with your coach, it also includes custom training, meaning particularly for my ladies who have movement limitations, injuries, rehab, things of that nature. If you need a program that is entirely built for you, this is the option to go with. You will then have a movement assessment with your private coach where we will see how you move. We will ask you to send us videos. We will be able to design the number of days you want the equipment you have access to, everything personally tailored to you, and it will be your private program. So that's all included in the VIP enrollment, as well as 2 private Zoom calls with us, whether you're with me or Coach Mary Grace. So this option is $550 paid in full or 2 monthly payments of $275. So those are your 4 options for joining, to either the group or the VIP private coaching, and then you can either do a pay in full or 2 monthly payments of either. All right. Let me see. I don't think we have any other new questions. That is it for now. Oh boy, yes, great question on Instagram from Blue Love. Have you ever worked with EDS, hypermobility? Yes, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Oh boy, have I ever. Yes, indeed. Actually, it's surprising to me how many women in our community in the low carb space, you know what, it's not surprising now that I think about it, because it is autoimmune related. So I'm actually not surprised at all that there happen to be a lot of women in the low carb space who do deal with the challenges of EDS, hypermobility. And you just made me remember another thing. So yes, very much have experience with that. But you just reminded me another thing that I need to share about the questions people have. All right, there is a section on the enrollment page that you will see, who is this for? Because the biggest question we have is, I have this, I have that. Will this work for me? Will this work for me, right? The main 3 pieces of who this is for: women who are sick of mediocre results on keto, carnivore, or low carb. You have not gotten the results you wanted, or you got to a certain point and now you want to get to another place and flatline. Your results just stopped. This is the thing we see all the time in our space. Number 2, women who are ready to step up to the plate, take control of their mindset, habits, and lifestyle to achieve better results than ever before. So you're ready. You're ready to step up and be accountable and show up. And number 3, women who don't just want to be told what to do, but actually want to learn how to do this for themselves so they can keep their results for the rest of their lives. I am not interested in the woman who's coming in saying, tell me exactly what to eat, when to eat it, and exactly how to train. And then the minute they stop working with me, they go back to all their old ways and they regress. I want you to come in wanting to learn. That's number 1. So the only prerequisite for this program is a willingness to commit to showing up for yourself, not perfectly, but as we say, with grace and grind. Now, here's the profile of our members. So you can ask yourself, do I think this might work for me? Women in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. I'll tell you, even if you're in your 80s, it's not too late to start. We have moms with young children, moms with teens. Yay! Yay! Shout out to all the moms with teens. Woo! Hats off to you. We have grandmoms, we have career women, we have divorcees, we have empty nesters, we have retirees, and everyone in between. We have skinny fat ladies. We have, I lost 100+ pounds and I'm still going. We have athletically lean women working to build and grow muscle. We have women with goals of achieving her first push-up, first pull-up. A whole bunch of ladies working on their very first pull-up this summer. So you'll be in good company. We have women who want to wear a 2-piece bathing suit for the first time ever. And we have women who aspire to get on stage one day. On my low carb cruise talk, I shouted out Juliana, who came in last year at the shred and said, you will never get me in a bikini. I am not here for that. I know that's never going to happen for me, so don't even try. And this year she was featured in a bikini brand promo. So she can now call herself a bikini model. Never say never, fam. All right, we have women who have never lifted a weight in her life, to advanced weightlifters, to former athletes getting back in the game after an injury, illness, or life got in the way. We have binge eaters. We have pure zero carb carnivores. We have low carb keto newbies, just getting started from standard American diet. We have yo-yo dieters. We have women who want to eat more carbs and have learned to eat more carbs and everything in between. And let's talk about some of the conditions you think might keep you from being able to be successful here. We have women battling autoimmune disorders, just about every autoimmune condition you can think of. We have peri and postmenopausal women. As a matter of fact, that's a question on the intake form because we want to know what stage you're in, and we can help you figure that out if you're not sure. We have women with brain and cognitive conditions. We have women with insulin resistance, prediabetes, diabetes, or have put those things into remission. We have women with hypothyroid, leaky gut, migraines, GERD, IBS, IBD, lymphedema, lipedema, and the list goes on. Whatever excuses you're telling yourself for why it's for them and not for you, I'm calling BS right now. The Academy is full of regular women just like you who are fed up with poor results and want to learn from a pro what it takes to get real, lifelong transformation. If you're a woman with a body, this program is for you. All right, ladies, that is all I have to share for today. If you have additional questions after the live, if you're watching this on replay and you have questions I did not address here on the live, drop it into the comments and I'll answer your questions there, or come into the Facebook group and ask questions there at Keto Bikini Secrets on Facebook, Keto Bikini Secrets on YouTube, and the links will be in the description below or in my Instagram profile for where you can enroll. Again, that website is nataliejgrasso.com/summer shape up. I hope to see you inside the challenge. We'd love to have you. Love y'all. Have a great rest of your weekend. Bye. Thanks for joining.